Hey there, tech savvy fans. Phil Seibel here. I just wanted to share a quick review with you on a phone that Verizon sent to me to review. It is the Brigadier by Kyocera. So, Kyocera has not been a big name lately in a lot of the smartphones. They had a number of handheld devices that were very popular just a few years back, but they haven't had the same competitive level as Samsung or HTC has in the last few years. But the phone that they've sent, the Brigadier, is something that's a little bit unique, especially to people that live in our area. So I just wanted to share that with you. I've got it here in my pocket. You'll see it right here. We'll give you a close-up here in a minute. What really makes this phone unique is not so much that it runs on Android 4.4 or that it has Bluetooth 4.0 or any of those other fun things, but it's how tough this phone is. You may have seen like the Casio G-Zone Commando or things like that, and you say, well, that's okay, but those are so bulky. And the Brigadier is just as tough, if not tougher, and it's not quite as thick, and it's not quite as bulky as some of the other ones are. Another really neat feature that will show in depth is the Kyocera Brigadier is one of the only phones that has a full sapphire screen, so it means it's insanely tough. And well, obviously any phone can be broken at some point. Sapphire is about one of the hardest substances out there right now that you can get on a mobile device, and it's going to protect you from just normal bumps and scratches of everyday life, even drops. So I've had this phone in my pocket. I've had it with loose change. I've had it with a pocket knife and any other things that I can fit in there. I've had some coins. I've got a key thing, a key ring with a bottle opener and some stuff like that. It's all been in my pocket with this phone, and with no screen protector, and it looks no worse for wear. So let's take a look at the phone a little more in depth, up close and personal, and put it through some torture tests just for fun. Okay, we've got our setup here right now. So Verizon sent a torture kit with the Brigadier, and it comes with this plastic case, some rocks you'll see here, a little Bear Grylls pocket folding knife, some steel wool. And they said, do your best to scratch it up. Do your best to try and, mar that screen and show some, finish damage to it. So we're going to do just that. So as I mentioned before, here you see the phone itself. It's been in my pocket, with all those different things. And, the display itself is actually very nice, very vibrant. Just your, what you would expect from your standard, Android operating system. Has all the same features, runs on Verizon's 4G LTE network, which has been fantastic. So, in all intents and purposes, a normal phone. But, let's start putting this a little bit to the test. So, again, you can see nice clear screen, and we'll take the steel wool here, for example, and rub that on there, pretty good. Try and get something on there, and look, there is no marks on it at all. So that in itself is pretty amazing. If I took this knife, something that you would normally never do, normally you put it in your pocket and it would rub up against it, and no big deal. But what happens if you took this blade to it here, and even the point, I can take the point and poke it in there with a pretty good amount of force, and if you look on there, still no damage. You take this little screen protector here, a little wipe, and it's really hard to see on a camera like that, but there are no scratches here at all, which is just amazing for that. So let's get some of this out of the way, and let's say you're walking down the street and you drop your phone. Whoops, that's okay. The Brigadier itself is actually what they call drop proof. So let's say you're walking down a gravel road and you drop it on the rocks. Still okay. Well, let's say you fell down a hill of gravel and it fell out of your pocket and it rolled down the hill or fell off a cliff or what have you. And still, if we take this phone out, you see a little bit of dust and grime on there. When we turn it back on, that screen is still undamaged. So then you say, okay, well, that's all fine and dandy. I fell off a cliff, down a hill, through the gravel, and into a creek. You say, oh no, I can't get to my phone and it's stuck in there. It's in the water. What do I do? What do I do? You just take it out, shake it off a little bit, and there you go. You can use it while it's wet, no problems at all. Screen is still in great shape. You know, and again, if I wanted to dunk it again, hey, let's turn it on so you can see it. And look at that. In the water, still working. No problems at all. This has got to be one of the toughest phones that out on the market right now. You know, if you work in a job where you've got to have a phone that lives up to your lifestyle, something that's going to withstand a beating and just keep right on plugging along with you. This is a great option to consider. I like that this one has more of a hard plastic as opposed to some of the rubberized finishes that some of the other durable ones have. With this hard plastic, it feels a little more solid. You're not going to have like I'm always worried with the rubberized ones that I'm going to chip it on something or it's going to slice off or a piece of it's going to come loose. You don't have that issue here. The buttons down here at the bottom are nice. They're very tactile. They're raised. It really helps. All of the the sound ports and your charger ports and everything like that, they're all sealed as well, so you don't have to worry about that being a weak point. It's waterproof, dustproof, dropproof, shockproof. I won't test the fireproof part. They don't claim that. That would be very tempting to me to try, but you put it through these little torture tests. This is a lot more than the everyday person's going to experience in potential damage options to their phone. So if you work out outside, around construction, in a gravel pit or anything like that, this phone's going to stand up to normal everyday wear for people that are used to a little more happening to their phone. So check it out. Again, this is the Kyocera Brigadier. You can find it on Verizon Wireless's website, which is verizonwireless.com. You can also stop into stores and you can check it out firsthand. If you've been following my column, I always recommend that if you have a chance, get in there and check it out yourself. So thanks again for watching. Again, this is Phil Seibel with Tech Savvy, and hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks.